Hello, Straters. It's CreepEvee, and we are back. This time, getting to play Brawl. I'm so excited to be getting to do a video on this. I do want to apologize for the audio quality on the last two videos. I recorded those right after I updated Active Presenter, and I think that it was just recording my microphone at a really high volume, and that's what made it sound so scratchy. But that should be fixed then. Those videos were recorded in advance, so I had no clue about the issue until they were already uploaded. But we should be, as long as you're hearing my voice and it's not crackling, then that means I fixed it. But I'm excited to finally get to play this format. It's up on MTGO now, and I got my deck built. I did take this deck pretty much from a list that I found on Tapped Out with a couple of minor changes. I really like this deck. It is essentially a Storm build, and we'll get into it in just a second, but it is for Tishana, Voice of Thunder. I did point out in my video that I think that I believe it's a she, it may be a male, but I do think that this is a very solid brawler. Probably not the best, but I think that it's going to be pretty solid, at least while Kaladesh is still in rotation. After Kaladesh rotates out, this is going to be a little bit more difficult to build around, I think. But I think that blue-green is still going to be solid, so if you pick up a lot of the cards that won't be rotating out for blue-green, I think you still have some options to play with. But let's talk about the deck. Well, we've talked about the Brawl format enough. We'll talk about it here. If you're not familiar with the Brawl format, I would tell you to go watch the videos, but the videos are a little bit crackly. So it is essentially Commander with a 60 card deck, 59 and 1 leader, instead of a 100 card deck. And in this, you are limited to only the cards that are in standard rotation. So a little bit different format if you're tired of Commander and want to see things a little bit more limited. It does encourage interesting deck building. I've seen a lot of really cool ideas, and I do want to refine this a little bit more to my own likings, but I've just not had the time. But let's get into it. So a lot of what we're going to be playing are little cheap spells, obviously, for our Storm effect. What we're attempting to storm into is, well, storm with, I guess I should say, is Aetherflux Reservoir. We'll start gaining life in increasing increments as we play more cards until we get above 50, at which point we can pay 50 life and deal 50 to our opponent and hopefully kill them, unless they are also playing a life gain deck. To assist us in that, we do have Paradox Engine, and so this is going to untap our non-land permanents, and this deck plays a lot of mana dorks, because right now there are a lot more in standard than I thought there would be. There's quite a few, which is really cool. I think it also makes Galta a lot more viable if you're interested in playing her. Or him, I don't know. I'm just going off of like the feminine and masculine pronunciations. But this way we'll be able to continuously cast our spells, hopefully keep generating mana and even extra mana until we can keep going. And then Tishana comes in with her ability that whenever she enters, she's going to help us draw for each card that will, each creature that we control, including herself. So we're going to get all these mana dorks out, draw a ton of cards, and then continue to do it again. We even have a few ways to bounce her, which is going to be really important, just so that we can repeat that process if we have not drawn into our combo pieces. We have cards like Unsummon. I much prefer this old art to the new art. What else do we have? Brawl's Expertise. I'm getting messed up because some of these aren't loading in for some reason. Where is it? Brawl's Expertise is one. River's Rebuke. We're going to use these to try to bounce Tishana back so that we can recast her. It's interesting because with all of these we can bounce to hand, and as far as I can tell, there's nothing that they're going to be able to do to disrupt your hand at instant speed. So as long as you can drop this, as long as you can drop Tishana again this turn, then you're pretty much fine to keep her so that you don't have to play commander tax. As far as I know, there's no instant speed wheel in this game, so just make sure that you have the mana to cast her and you should be fine. Word of Invention to help us get to those. I won't go over every card, I'm just going to go over the key ones. Let's see. Quicksmith Spy is actually really useful because it gives your artifacts the tap one to draw one ability, and with Paradox Engine it makes for a really strong draw power that's a lot more helpful than you'd think. It's gotten me out of a few touch and go situations where I just wasn't drawing quite enough. Let's see, I will actually leave a link to the list, the original list, as well as the changes that I made. Let's see. Oh, Rishkar's Expertise, basically the same effect as Tishana, and that's why it's here. We have some protection effects in the form of Heroic Intervention, as well as with Padim, because he protects our artifacts. That's why he's in here. That's very important. We cannot afford to lose those. And then we just have the cards that can be abused like crazy, like Growing Rights. We're going to have enough creatures out to flip this, and then we're getting to use Gaia's Cradle, essentially, which is absolutely nuts. We've got the Thrashing Brontodon in here, just as a little bit of targeted removal in the form of also having a creature, and it's a target for Commune with Dinosaurs. You don't have to have a target in here, but you might as well as Galta is another one. Commune with Dinosaurs is really just here because it's a 1-drop. You can make an argument for pretty much any 1-drop in the game can be thrown in here, especially Land War Elves with that reprint. This is obviously not the reprinted art, but so yeah, pretty much the whole deck is just mana dorks. And then you have Rashmi. Rashmi has a lot of potential as a commander herself, but we're going to try it with what we've got here. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, the Immortal Sun, this card is ridiculous in this format. It's going to make our spells cost 1 less, which in this deck is ridiculous as far as a Storm Enabler. The creatures getting +1/+1 is nice, considering that all of our creatures are pretty small. Getting to draw that additional card is really good, and I think a lot of people are jumping on the train to finally get to play their Planeswalkers as commanders, and this completely turns them off, so you can turn your opponent's commander off in some cases, which is pretty good. Besides that, now I think we've gone over all of the major stuff. Otherwise, let's try it out. I've only gotten to play 1 game with this, and it worked, so let's see whether it'll work a second time. I'll see you guys in the games. Alright guys, opening up on a kind of mediocre hand, but I want to try it out. Getting Rashmi in an opening hand is pretty interesting. Let's take a look at what our opponent is working with. Okay, so Holtai, Radiant Champion. That one came pretty close to being on my top 10 list. I really like her. I like her character overall. So I definitely would like to try something with her. Let's lead with an island and pass. So what does this guy do? So nothing right now. I really need to be more familiar with Standard, especially if I'm going to play this format, but we'll see how I can do. What is this? Sacrifice blood tallow. Okay. Targeted removal. I do have my Field of Ruin. Doesn't really do anything for me right now, so let's pass. I feel like I'm going to regret keeping this hand. If nothing else, I can get Kamena's Awakening out, which is Value City. Right now my opponent isn't going anywhere too fast, so hopefully we'll be okay. Just taking it 1 turn at a time, not drawing our mana dorks. There's only like 100 of them in this 59 card deck. We can still keep it going though. even if we don't draw into them immediately. Alright. Let's get the... Do we go for the Awakening, or do we go... How much does this cost? This is 6. So we'd probably get at least one trigger off of Rashmi. And hopefully that trigger is for Kamena's, in which case that means we're gonna get a pretty good chance to cast off something. But I have the worst luck with Rashmi hits. Like, I never hit anything good, so we'll have to see. Okay, so that's the tax one. So I kind of want to drop the Paradox Engine, but this is green, so they have options as far as getting rid of it. I could cash Rishkar, so that's leaves me with 3 mana left to work with. I think I'd rather get the Awakening out. I guess we'll see what we can get off of Rashmi. As Shaper's Sanctuary, I kind of want to keep this in my hand, to be honest. And I'll cast it just because he has the Blood Hollow. I think it's Blood Hollow. Just in case he decides to pop it. This is more here for like a it's really just here for a storm card, considering that it's a 1-drop, but occasionally you do catch a deck that does a little bit of targeted removal, and then you can get some draw power off of it, but generally it's just here for a storm enabler. Looks like we are going to get hit with that, which means that we do get a draw trigger, so we made the right choice. And we do get a mana dork, so things are looking up. I don't like that we're giving him an extra draw, though. How many do we have to have before we get the Blessing? Like 7, I think. We should be at that, I guess. So we'll go Forest. I guess our best option, we can go for Tumbling Sands. And then Rishkar. And then put his tokens on these two. So now 2 mana dorks ready to go. And we get the Blessing. So we're good to go now. We're not giving him any extra draws. Feeling pretty good about this. We do have that Whir of Invention to get us our last combo piece. I don't know how soon I want to just like go for it. Annoyed in Procession, okay. Pegasus gives things flying, okay. Yeah. Okay. I think it's fine to go off now, because we got that. Okay. Let's play the elves. Is it though? Because we need 4. We could get Paradox Engine out, though. Yeah, let's just do that. Because then we still have mana for Heroic Intervention. And I'm going to put out the Field of Ruin. Yeah, we'll see. I feel pretty good about this. This might work out okay. As long as he doesn't start killing off our mana dorks, hopefully our intervention will prevent that from happening. Alright, so getting some cat tokens, that's okay. I'm tempted to use the Field of Ruin. Like, he's not really using this at all. Okay, so giving that flying, it's fine. We'll take a little bit of damage, but overall we'll be fine. I mean, we're about to gain a lot of life. At least we hope we are. I guess we'll just go ahead and do the Field of Ruin. Just in case. And slow him down a little bit. And I guess we'll get an island. I actually forgot for a second that that allowed me to go and get another land. I guess that's why that thing is like $5. Okay, that's actually a pretty good draw. So, let's go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And get our reservoir. And untap our mana dorks. I think we have enough mana dorks to where this will function okay. At least we can start. Make sure I don't click the wrong thing. So we got the reservoir out. Now I think it's time we got Tishana out. Make sure we can generate enough mana to cast her. We're probably going to want to play this then. So I think actually what we need to do is play this. Go ahead and yield to this. So the reason why I'm doing this, we could have casted her and then untapped those. Oh, and we actually hit something with it. The reason why we want to do that is because now we have extra green mana and we don't have to burn our blue mana quite yet. Not all of it, at least. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh man, I forgot to tap Rishkar down. Hopefully that does not come back to bite us. Alright, well we got an opt. Not exactly what I wanted. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Why did I... Forgot to tap my guys before I did that again. Let's put that on the bottom, actually. We can most definitely cast Galta, though. If I can actually remember to tap my guys down. So if nothing else, we have a very threatening Galta out. And we can tap, tap, tap. Would be so much better off had I not blundered that twice. We'd be sitting on a lot more mana, but I don't know. We still got to get through some stuff before we even know whether it would matter. And it's kind of looking like it wouldn't matter. Oh man, that sucks. We're so close. Actually, if we cast this, does that get us there? I'm pretty sure it does. If nothing else, it gets us pretty darn close. I'm pretty sure that'll draw us, will gain us enough. Because we just need to hit 50. Okay, we did it. So then that resolves, and we Aetherflux Reservoir with our stuff indestructible. And we pulled it off. I'm actually pretty impressed with that. Yeah, we did it. I was kind of worried. I was worried it wasn't going to work, but wow, that was actually the first game I played with it today. Okay. Well, I'm actually going to stop it here, but I am going to make another video with this deck because I really enjoy playing it. It's super fun. And I'm hopefully going to play it a little bit smoother, but luckily it didn't matter. We still played the game fine and still got the win. Our opponent was a little bit slow, so we do have to consider that, but overall I'm happy with how it went. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about this deck, and what decks you'd like to see in the future, and do you want to see more Brawl content, because I really like this format. I don't know how much you guys like it, but I would be happy to make some more content with this, but I know that Pauper and Commander are my bread and butter. But since you guys do like whenever I do Commander, you might like whenever I do this. So let me know down in the comments what you think. As always, I value your opinions and look forward to hearing them, so let me know. And this has been CreepEvee, signing out.